Hey! So, today I'm going to be sharing with you something really cool, and it is how you can schedule your vacation so that you still get paid. Like a lot of tutors, they have this issue because if you take time off, you don't get paid, right? We're not working in the school system anymore or working for a tutoring company. So paid vacations are like one of those things that are a blast from the past. But I'm going to be sharing with you today how you can take a vacation, plan it on out, and not lose any money for the entire year. That's right. You won't have to give refunds, nothing. So stay tuned. By the way, I just got back from my trip. This is a picture of Bryce Canyon. Take a look at that. Woo! So cool. These are actually called hoodoos. I learned a new term in the past week, and they're the spiked piece of the hoodoos. That entire structure is called a hoodoo. Who knew? Hoodoo. Yeah, whatever. It's awesome, and it was absolutely amazing. Yes, I definitely got some sun. There was actually snow in a lot of the areas still, and so it's interesting how you can still get a lot of sun even if there's snow outside. We did a lot of hiking. We had a lot of fun, and it was absolutely amazing. The views were incredible, and I didn't have to give money back to clients because I missed out. So I'm going to be sharing with you today, you guys, my secret formula for how can you take a break without getting without having to give those refunds today. So definitely stay tuned. We have today in the house Carrie from London. Woo woo. Welcome, London. Lisa from Wisconsin, who tutors reading. We've got Suzanne from New York. Yay! And of course, we have our wonderful Robert here from Maine, our king of calculus, and Elizabeth is in the house. So I just want to say thanks, you guys, for showing on up. Sometimes when I get back from vacation, people are like, is she going to be doing it? Is she going to be live? So I'm glad that you guys are live with me right now and you can experience this. So yeah, it was an amazing, amazing time that we definitely had. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can actually see how to schedule this. What I've done is I've taken the entire calendar here, and let me just grab on over here. I'm going to do share screen so I can write all over the screen for you guys. And I'm going to do the annotate. So the very first thing is you want to be able to look at an entire calendar for the year. And that's going to help you out when you're coming up with how do I schedule this? So as a lot of you guys know, I actually do automatic monthly payments. So each of my clients gets 4 sessions or 8 sessions, depending if they're 1 day a week, or 2 days a week. They'll get 4 to 8 sessions when they work with me every single month. So I take a look and I say, okay, which months have 5 a fifth week in there. So you can see here in January, we've got January 1st. It's like a 5th week there. Do you see that? If we take a look at December, I'm just going to pop this on. Actually, it would be popping it on back. But if you take a look inside of December, you have a 5th week here. 1, 2, 3. This is the following year. So I can always schedule in time to take a week off for Christmas. And I can decide, do I want to I usually take it off like right after Christmas. So I would usually schedule it like this week right here to be able to take that time off. And this year it worked out like perfect. You can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4 for next year for December. And so it doesn't work out as nicely. But so this is why I take a look at the calendar every single year in January and plan everything on out. So if you take a look, I say, okay, February doesn't have any. March does, and something cool happened with March here. So March, if you take a look yet here, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st end up being, if we take a look here, a fifth Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you take a look over at April, Thursday, Friday, that gives me an entire week that I could take off. It happens to also, that particular week also happens to be spring break for my kids. So that worked out perfect. I was able to take that time off and be able to head on out and tell, the families that I work with, hey, I'm not going to be working this week. You still get the same amount of sessions and nobody needs a refund. So then I keep going and I see, okay, when does it happen again? So I've got here in June, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are 5 weeks. So I've got an extra Tuesday and a Wednesday. Let's keep going on into July, because now in July, I've got an extra Thursday and I have a Friday. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the families know that I work with. I'm going to say, hey, I am going to, and you can see here in May, there was an extra one right there. So any of my Monday people, they're getting 5 Mondays here. But I can instead say, hey, May there was a fifth Monday. In June, there was a 5th Tuesday and Wednesday. And in July, there's a 5th Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the week off right here. I'll actually work on these days that are the 5th Tuesday or Thursday and let them know why I'm taking this week off. And there we go. I have a second week, an entire week that I can take off on vacation instead of losing, giving my time away for free or doing other things. I keep going and we take a look. August has a Thursday. And now I'm going to pull this on up just a little bit so that you guys can see what does August look like. So August, let's come back to annotating. August got right here, we've got now if you work on Sunday, I don't work on the weekends, so I'm not counting any of those days because they don't affect any of my students. But we take a look here on Monday, on Tuesday, I have a 5th week. And then if I come on over into September, I've got another 5th week right here. 1, 2, 3. So I could take that last week of August, first week of September off because that is another 5th week that kind of just slides right on into each other. If we take a look here as we move on into October, I could take a long weekend if I wanted to. In November, we've got a 5th Monday and a 5th Tuesday. So again, take a look. Now I can just say, okay, these are the ones that I'm going to take off. I'm going to take off the 29th to the 2nd and have a long weekend. And I think we're going to go, my family wants to go to like the Bahamas or something for a long weekend. So we might do that. And then December, I take a look and I see where does it happen again. And we've got 29, we've got 30, we've got 31. And then in the following week, I'm going to have some overlap for my January. So I can take that week of January off. So that allows me to have like almost like 4 weeks of vacation that I can have planned without it really interfering with any of my students' schedules. And if it does interfere with the schedules, I'll let them know like, hey, you'll be able to reschedule this one instead of, and here's what a lot of people make the mistake of doing. A lot of people will end up doing something different and they give the refunds, right? They're like, oh, I'm not going to be working, so I'm going to give you a refund. And they lose out on that money. Whereas this way, if you take a look at your schedule for the entire year, you're able to schedule that out and take some time for yourself, because a lot of us work really, really hard, right? We work as many hours as we possibly can. We want to help as many students as we possibly can, and we don't take enough time for ourselves. And this allows you to do that. Now, I will tell you, I do feel like I need a vacation from my vacation, because we love to go places and do things and travel and all that kind of stuff. But it is totally worth it, right? You got to take that time on out for yourself and be able to have fun. And I know some of you guys want to see what this vacation looked like. So I've actually created a quick little video for you to be able to check on out. So you can see what did our vacation specifically look like that we scheduled. So I'm going to come on over and share my phone with you so that you can see it right on over here. Boom. And yes, Suzanne loves this idea of taking a look at the whole year and seeing which months have those 5 weeks. And it really does make a huge difference, you guys. It's absolutely amazing to just give yourself that opportunity to be able to do that. I'm going to come on over here. Oh, yes, one of my favorite photos. So we went on a really long hike, you guys, and then boom, we got to see like this is the view that we ended up getting. I'm like, okay, this walk was totally worth it for that. Like that was just, it was so gorgeous. I wish that pictures could do justice to the scenes that we got to see when we were in, so we went to Nevada, Las Vegas. That's where that was our starting point. We ended up going to then the Valley of Fire. From there, we ended up going to Zion National Park, stayed there for the next 5 days, and then we drove on up to Bryce National Park. So it was absolutely, absolutely awesome, you guys, and amazing. And let me grab my video that we created for you. All right, so we started off in Vegas and we wanted to do all of the free things that they had there. So we started off at the conservatory because they changed that every year. We were staying next to the Eiffel Tower and had crepes in Paris. Pretty awesome, right? And everybody, I have no idea, needed to touch this water. Even me. I decided I was going to put my finger there as well. We got lots of great photos. We walked on over to New York. Here are my kiddos and my husband. And then, here is just the amazing views that we began to get to see as we began our hiking. My daughter is a huge hiker, loves it. She wants to be a backpacker. And we just decided to just give her dream vacation and just hike. We put on 20,000 steps, at least 20,000 steps every single day for 7 days in a row. I don't think I have walked that much in my entire life. No, I'm just kidding. These were about the size of the waterfalls that we got to see. No big ones, but we got to see some really, really little tiny ones. And my daughter was taking some goofball pictures of me. And I got to take some goofball pictures of them as well. And if you take a look on over here, we're just like, we had to cross these things 61 times, like these different like rivers with rocks through them. It was kind of cool to be able to go on up and be able to see that. And every view that you took, I felt like I couldn't get enough pictures because like no picture could like really take on in the just massive amount of amazing stuff. And I see some great questions coming on in here that I will be answering in a few minutes there. This is one of the ends of one of our other hikes. It was called the Arches. And here's my husband, Jim, and my daughter, Becca. We did go on up to Bryce Canyon, and here are those hoodoos that you see behind me right now. And you see on here as well. And there was a lot of snow. So it was like temperatures were all over the place from, 35 degrees all the way up to, 70, 80 degrees on our trip. So it was pretty funny. Some of these things, they all looked like different actual things. Like I saw one picture where it was like one of the hoodoos looked like a fist. And so like I have a fist going on up. You'll see that one coming on up soon. This is called the Queen's Court. And it was just a whole bunch of those hoodoos. So here's some more of that Queen's Court there. Pretty amazing. I've never, ever seen anything like this in my entire life, experienced anything like that. And it was definitely worth every single second. Yep, there we are. Fist up. Psh, yeah. Because it just looked like a fist. I'm like, oh, it looks like a perfect opportunity. And lots of up and down walking that we had to do through different areas. So it was absolutely amazing. Loved it. Loved every single second of it, and hope you guys enjoyed some of these photos and pictures from our trip there. So yes, awesome rooks. And of course we had to get like goofy, right? So here's my husband getting goofy. I'm riding the horse. Ooh, ooh. And then it starts back down to the end. All right, so I am going to stop sharing and be able to answer some of those questions that you guys have for me. So the first question I see here is, do you contact parents way ahead of time about the days you won't be tutoring yearly, like a school calendar? It's usually the goal. I don't say that it always works out that way, but yes, that's my goal. I just let them know, like, hey, you're always going to get 4 sessions when I onboard them. I let them know you're always going to get 4 sessions. Usually if there's like 5 weeks in that month, then what I'll end up doing is scheduling some time off so that I can spend time with my family. And they're usually around the same times that other families are scheduling their time off too. So it works out great. Like this time was spring break. So other families that I'm working with, they're also taking a spring break. For this particular one, I just let them know 2 weeks in advance that I was going to be taking this time off, and sent them the schedule and kind of like what it looked like, and how like they were like showed them they were still getting, you know, the same amount of sessions. And if they had any questions, let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them, and told them what I was going to be doing, you know, that I'm going to be taking my kids on this. We're going to be renting an RV, and we're going to, you know, see, we're going to be able to see, you know, Zion and Bryce. And what was cool is, you know, some of the parents like actually messaged me back like, oh, I've been there. You're going to love it. Have a great time. And I had one parent who had said to me, oh my gosh, my grandfather used to live up in Zion. So we would go there all of the time. Like, oh, can you tell me like some of the things that you saw that you think that we should experience? And he gave us a list of places that we should see and things to do. And so, you know, it's almost like they kind of felt like they were a part of it as well. So yes, so that's how we handle that entire conversation. And the auto payment, I just do right through, you can do it through PayPal or Stripe. So when I started doing the auto payment each month, I created the auto payment system because I was having to chase down my money. And when you are tutoring with students, you start to build resentments when you're not getting paid on time. And you start feeling like, oh my gosh, like I have to keep reminding people to pay me, and invoices. And I had some people who wouldn't pay, and I had people that, you know, they would, you know, not pay you that last month that you did tutoring. And I'm just like, you know, there has to be a better way for me to do payment. And I thought about Netflix, and Netflix, you know, just automatically charges us each month. And so I was like, you know, Netflix could just charge us each month. That's what I'm going to do with my clients. I'm going to just start charging them each month. Like, here's how many sessions you get based off the conversation that we had. And then I'm going to schedule it. And so what I did is in PayPal, I was able to make a button inside of PayPal, and it was a subscription button. And so they were just subscribing to tutoring services for the entire month, and they would pay monthly. So right now that breaks down to somebody who's getting an hour of tutoring a week, they pay $400 a month. If they get 2 hours a week, they're paying $800 a month. And at each month, that just automatically goes through. The only time the payment doesn't go through is if there's a problem with the credit card. And usually it's because like the credit card has expired. And so that happens very rarely. All the payments go through. I never have to chase down the money, and I still get paid. And like I said, then I'm able to take a look at that calendar, and I'm able to see where those 5th weeks happen. So I can take about 4 weeks of vacation every single year, which is awesome. It gives me that time to really rest, relax, recoup. A lot of times I am like reading more books or, doing mindset stuff and getting myself in the groove, so that when I come back, I'm ready to go, and I can, go another, couple of months before my next vacation that I'm going to take with my family. So that's really, really awesome. I really do enjoy my family, Lynn. Thank you. um, yeah, auto payment has seriously changed my life too, Beth. It's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't started doing auto payment, you definitely want to do that. I do it with I have now switched over to Stripe for the most part, and most of my clients like that. What I like about Stripe is that when I have them fill out my registration form, I collect their credit card information. And so as soon as they say yes, I can set up, I send them a letter before I ever set it up, but I send them a letter saying how payment works. And then from there, the day of that they start the tutoring, I start the monthly payment. You got to believe I always have people showing on up to that first session because they know that they just paid. So I don't have people not showing up anymore to that first session or ditching or ghosting me or any of that kind of stuff, because they've already sent me their information. They've already paid for the month, and there we go. It's amazing. So I definitely can't, I can't tell you enough, how awesome it is to take a look at your schedule, figure out where you want to go. What do you want to do? So if you were to go anywhere in the world for a week, where would you want to go? Type that into the chat. I'd love to be able to hear that from you guys. We've got some great plans coming on up in the next year for our family that we're going to continue to do. We'd love to be able to go to Spain, but we got to wait before this pandemic to kind of ride itself out so that we'll be able to make that happen. So yes, it was a great way to be able to take time off and be able to do some great stuff with the family. So KM said, as a new beginner, what do I say? What do I write to attract customers? Today we're talking about, how do you schedule that vacation versus what do you say to get customers on WhatsApp? But there's lots of different ways that you can go about being able to build relationships with clients. We're going to be talking inside of Clubhouse tomorrow all about what are some strategies to be able to get clients. So definitely join us inside of Clubhouse if you have the app, and we'd love to be able to chat with you there. And then on Thursday this week, we're going to be talking all about video. Woo! And how to do video so that more people will want to watch your video and stick with you. So come back, join us. We'd love to be able to have you, and that will I can't wait to see you guys again. So thanks for joining me, you guys. Bye.